Looks like we got some people in here already, so welcome everyone who is joining us already. We will wait a couple minutes just to see if anybody else wants to join in, but I'm Philip. You can see my little picture on there, and we got Tameem here joining us. You've probably seen us in other webinars, or you may have talked to us on the customer support if you've ever reached out to us.
Hey everyone. Let us send us a chat just so we know it's working. You guys can see us, and there's no chat.
Yeah, if you can see and hear okay and all that stuff.
Let's see who's the first brave soul to leave us a chat.
Send a message.
Send us a message, please. Right.
I see some familiar names in here, though. I see some lurkers, too, like Iliano. I'm going to call you out, Iliano.
Yes, Cal. Okay.
Hey, Cal.
I think that's
how's the weather out there?
Yeah, that's Virginia, I think, right? We're Canadian. I'm really bad with geography.
Ooh, okay. Shane from South Africa. Cool. We've had nothing but like nonstop rain for the past few days, and it's getting colder. So, knock on wood, hoping it doesn't get below freezing. So we're not going to start getting snow this early. But we've had other Halloweens where we've had snow. So
you never know. Awesome. Well, it's nice to see some people from some warm places. And just so you guys know, Iliano's from Portugal too. So the entire chat is from warm climate.
Yep. 77 Fahrenheit. Nice.
Wow. Okay, we got some bad news out of Portugal. I was telling Iliano the other day, like, I don't know if it's anywhere cold, but for Canadians, the weather is actually a real topic that we get interested in and talk about a lot. You know, it's not that filler topic of like, oh, hey, how's it going? How's the weather over there? Like, we actually get passionate about the conversation.
Well, I think that's because we actually have so many different, it ranges so much, whereas some places in the world, I guess it doesn't really change that much throughout the year. So, which is, I don't know, that kind of stuff always blows my mind. It's so interesting to think, like, and we all just live in the same planet. All right, well, we'll give it another minute, and then we can jump on into it.
Talk about showroom.
Has everybody here set up their own showroom before, or are they using it already? Or are you looking to start using showroom? Let us know in the chat there.
Or if you even have showroom, if we have any on-premise customers, showroom is a cloud feature. So maybe we can convince you to switch over to the bright side.
Yeah,
cloud and full cloud. Okay, awesome. Should we get going, I guess?
Sure. Yeah, let's get started. So yeah, again, in case you missed it, I'm Phil. I'm joined with Tameem here. We're both, she's the manager of the support team, and I am just one of the lowly grunts. And if you reach out to us anytime in chats, by phone, by email, anything like that, we'll be the ones who are trying to help you out. So bear with us. We always try and do our best, and we will try and figure out any issues or things like that. Today, we're just going to be talking about Showroom, a little bit about it, and some of the different ways you can customize it and get it set up and everything like that. And if you do have questions or anything, you can definitely send them in the chat here. Iliano is actually on the customer support team too, but he's out in Portugal, so it's later in the day for him. So I think he'll be done pretty much after this. So he'll be trying to help with questions as well. So let's jump into it. So, what is inFlow Showroom? This actually has had a few iterations. It was originally just designed to be something that was an easy way to show your customers some of your products and give them some like details and information about it. rather than having to like use the mobile app and actually like show them like your database and different things like that if you're out on the road or anything like that. So it's kind of evolved since then, where now you can easily share it with your customers. They can then contact you through it. So there's like a little form that they can actually reach out to you, and you can actually even set it up to take orders through it. So in this digital age now, where people aren't really going out to retail stores and everything like that, being able to take orders online, we know is even more important to everybody. So having that extra ability definitely can really help out. So kind of some of the things that we'll be talking about today, the different things that you can customize with Showroom, sorry. You can change the banner or the header on the actual page itself. This will actually use your inFlow logo as well. So whatever company logo that you set up is going to be shown on there too. You can change a little bit of the colors. You can change how it displays on the screen, which products you're going to show, as well as setting up special access for customers. Whether you want the showroom to be publicly available for just the general public to see, as well as some contact information. And if you want to, you can even set up inFlow Pay, which we'll talk about a little bit later too. So those are kind of just a brief overview. We'll go over kind of actually how you can customize all these things, which we can jump into pretty much right away. And again, if you do have any questions, just leave them in the chat there, and we will definitely help you out.
Perfect. Con's first question is a perfect segue. How we change the view for showroom layout.
Perfect. Yeah, we can definitely get into that. So it's going to start with, so obviously you got to have inFlow Cloud. This is an inFlow Cloud feature. It's not an inFlow on-premise, unfortunately. So you do need to log into our web app. You can't use the Windows program to set up Showroom. There is an option in there that you can click to go to Showroom, and it'll just bring you to this page. But basically, once you log in at app.inflowinventory.com, you can either go into the options and down to the options here, or you can click on your email and go to Account Team, which will bring you to these pages here. And right up here, you'll have the tab that you can click for Showroom. Now, if you've never used Showroom before, it'll actually just show up like this for you. So this is how you'll first see it when you're just setting it up brand new. It's not turned on, nothing's happening. So to get started and start using Showroom, all you have to do is hit this enable button. It'll just take a second while it updates. And basically, as soon as you've hit that, you've already set up your Showroom and it's live and ready to go. But of course, you're going to want to change things. So this is where we get into more of that detail and the different things you can do with it. One thing that I would like to point out, at any point you can see, so this is the link that you're going to be sharing with your customer. So this is personalized just with your company ID with Showroom Inventory. So this will be specific to your company. So anyone that puts in that URL into a web browser will go specifically to your showroom itself. You can click this preview button and it'll open up a new tab and you can see it, or you can copy the link and then just paste it and send it to somebody easily that way. So on here you can see there's a few different options that we can go through. We'll start with the general showroom settings first. So in here, this is actually kind of like a little live preview. This is what will show on your showroom. So any of the settings that we change, you'll actually notice it'll change on here too. So kind of just another handy little feature that you can actually live see what your customers are kind of going to be seeing. So the first thing that you'll see on here is that you can actually change your theme's color. So this is going to be just for kind of like the accents on your showroom. It's things like some of the text on it, what the shopping cart color will look like. And we can actually kind of just show you on here. So I've got mine set up already. We can see, so that blue is showing in the banner here at the top. It's also showing on like the little email icon, as well as like the text on the products themselves. So if I quickly just change this to like yellow, for instance, and we save it.
Store, by the way, so. Does anyone have a cooler showroom? Does anyone have a cooler showroom than Phil?
Yeah. If you've ever talked to me on support, I'm the one with the picture of the Flash as my icon, or me as the Flash or whatever. I'm big into superheroes and stuff. So usually any of my examples will involve stuff like that. So but you can see we changed the color, so it's already updated. The banner has changed, all the text and everything like that has, as well as the icon. So again, that's just a really easy thing that you can customize right from here. It will try and once it loads up. Sorry, it's just my internet has been wonky the past little bit. Come on. It will actually try and pick a few colors based off of the image that you've put. Let me just try this again. In like your logo.
Yeah, I think I've seen my internet decline too over the past few weeks as more people are working from home again. Let's see. Maybe a
more people, yeah. Yeah, let me just try refreshing. Sorry, everybody. None of these can go without any technical problems, right? So
it'll be fun.
All right, so let's try this again. Edit settings. Are we gonna look? There we go. So it just needed a refresh. But yeah, so this is actually going to try and take take colors from like your logos or anything like that, so that it'll make it easier. Or you can actually click the very last one on here that has a plus button, and you can actually or you can pick it just from the color picker or anything like that. So if we wanted like a nicer light blue or something like that, we can choose that, and it'll update and take that. So the next thing, as Con was asking, actually, how can you change from I believe it was, how do you change like the grid view or like a list view or anything like that? So you can actually change it right in here. So currently you can see my showroom is showing all on a grid. So we're getting a four in a row, and then it'll show, I believe it's 25 per page. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Oh, I guess 24. 25 wouldn't make sense. So yeah, 24 per page, and that's just showing it in a grid view. We can change it to list, and if we save it, just refresh it. Then it should change, and you'll now actually see it like this. So this is now in a list. It's still going to display all the same information, but it's just giving it to you in a different way. All of these are optimized for mobile as well, so they will change based on the size of your display. So whether it's a laptop or on like a person's phone or something like that, you can change any of those as well. And I'll just change it back to grid. You can, again, then even change the font on here. So we've got a few built in here. Roboto is Google's main one. So any Android phone, that's kind of like the default font. But if you don't like that, then you can choose between these different ones, and that'll change all the font options on the showroom as well. The next option under here, the text banner. So this you can actually see is right here. So that's I put in Super Energy Warehouse as my company name kind of thing there. So you can see that that's what's actually being shown here. If we change that, it'll update on there, or if you remove this, then it'll just take it away completely. And then this is where you can add your banner image. So if you want to show, again, like an image on there, most likely you'd probably have like your company logo or anything like that. Once you upload an image, if it's not the exact size, you can actually then drag it to adjust where you want it to be. So if I wanted to show more of like the bottom, like his cape and stuff like that, I can do that. When I save, then it will update. And again, all these changes will go live as soon as it's done. When you're doing an image like that, it just takes a little longer because it's got to upload it to the actual server. But there we go. So we can see, and so I cropped it, and it's now lower than cutting off the top of his head now. So now these next options are probably what the bulk of what you'll be using in the showroom settings. So this is where you can actually customize exactly what people are going to be seeing in terms of your products. So here, the first option under products, right now I'm showing all of my products to everyone. Now this is going to be the default settings. I'll show you in a second how you can actually customize it per customer that you invite to your showroom. But if you're using it in like any public sense where anyone can go to the site, these settings are going to be exactly what they see. So if you click on products, this is actually then going to bring up all the different categories you have of your items. And here you can actually then customize which ones you want to show. So if there's like a specific category of product that you maybe don't want to show, like on here, if I actually scroll down, you can see I have an item that doesn't have an image, and it's called customs clearance. Now, this is an item I have in my database that I stick on sales orders if they have like a custom fee or something like that. I probably wouldn't want to show this because nobody's going to buy a custom fee from online or anything like that. So showing it is kind of useless. I actually have that under a service fee category, and I've got 2 items in there. I can either just unclick this and I'll take away both items, or if you click into the arrow beside these categories, you'll actually see the specific products that are in there. So if I wanted to include one or the other, I can do it, or I can take both out. And as long as you've made those changes, you just click the back button. Everything else should be fine with mine, so I'll be able to show everything else. You click back and then save. And now if I refresh this, so this was on the 3rd row. There you go. Now it's gone and nobody can see it, nobody can order it, kind of thing. So nice and easy that way. And now you'll also notice that instead of saying all products, it's going to say 58 products are selected instead. So the one thing that I will say, that if you are doing a setting like this, and something that's important to keep in mind, if you're not showing all of your products and it's actually saying a number here, if I add a new product that's in, say, the service fee category, it's not going to show as well by default. So I would have to actually come in here and manually add it. If I were to add something to like the bikes or the chips or the energy drink category, because they're already all selected, it should automatically include it. But if you are kind of picking and choosing, then those new items may not actually go in there by default. So you may have to come in here and update your list. Besides that, then underneath we've got the display settings. So these are just going to be the actual options that your customers can see. So you've just got a few different ones. And again, so this is kind of showing like a preview what would show on your showroom itself, where right now you can see I'm showing the number that I have in stock. So it's saying that there are 9 in stock. You could say only show availability, which will just show if it's in stock or out of stock, or you can hide that completely and they won't be able to see whether it's in there or not. You can change whether you want them to see pictures or not. If you want to have the category, if you are using categories in inFlow, as well as like the description, it will always need to have the item name because that's the unique identifier in inFlow. So you can't take that out. But again, any of these you can toggle on and off. And then measurements and remarks, these are just extra little tidbits that if you are recording that in your product info, that it will be able to then display on there as well. The last thing that you can configure on here is actually just the contact information. So you can put a different email address than the one that you may log into inFlow with, in case you have like a shop email address or something like that. You can then also put in like any phone number or any contact message, because this is actually if somebody clicks on this little like message icon up here at the top, they'll then get the same message that you put in there. If you put a phone number, it'll show here as well, and then they can type in and send you an actual message, and it'll send to that email address that you've put in there.
And we do have a question coming in from Melody. How do you show the regular price and the sales price for each item in the showroom? So I guess kind of like that little image.
At the moment, you can only show one price for each of your items on here. That is something that I know has been requested, and I think the team is looking into it. So it may be something that could come in the future for showing like sales ones as well. The only thing that I can say, so this is all your public settings for your products, your items, everything like that. And here the public access here, you can actually edit which one you're showing, whether you're showing like your normal price or any of your other different pricing schemes. So you could again show in here like you could change it to your special pricing. Otherwise, when you are creating customers in your showroom that you're inviting to, each customer you can actually customize which pricing that they're getting as well too. So if you have one specific customer that gets like a bulk discount or something like that, or some kind of different pricing scheme, you can then apply it to them specifically, and everyone else will get what you have set up there as well.
So I think Juan has a similar question about prices and tax. To show that, which I don't believe tax is, it shows at checkout.
Yeah, tax shows at checkout on the on your special customers that you've invited to. So you can actually see right on here it's saying that I've got this one assigned to super price and no tax. But once I just load this back, sorry, one sec. So most likely, Con, by default, it will be set, if I can, there we go. So by default, when you add a new customer, they're going to be set to match the general settings, this option right here. This means that it's using all the exact same options that you've set up in the previous section that I was just showing. If you uncheck this, you can then actually select different products for this specific user. You can also set then different you should also, it's based on the customer settings. So you can then set different pricing based on the actual customer profile in inFlow itself. So for like this customer, Philip plus Clark Kent at inFlow inventory, if I open up my customer list here, that's this one right here. So I can actually change the pricing or the taxing to a different one right in here. And this will then update in these settings right here. So like right now he's on super price. If I set that to normal price and save it, I just got to refresh the page. So now this customer is on normal price as well. I don't have any taxing schemes set up right on here, but if you did change the taxing scheme in the customer profile, it would change there as well. So hopefully that helps answer that. Inviting users. So right by default, to invite a user is very easy. All you have to do is click the invite someone. You can then, if they are a customer already of yours in inFlow, you can actually just select customer, and then it'll use the information that's already in your database to invite them. If there isn't an email address already, it'll ask you to input one. Otherwise, if they're not somebody that you've actually sold to an inFlow or anything like that before, if you click this invite with email, you can then type in the customer name as well as their email address, and we'll send a email to them asking them to make a password saying that they've been invited, and that once they've done that, then they can get access to your showroom. And as soon as you've done it, you'll actually see this option here where you can then change the settings. So again, you can customize it per customer to see exactly what they see. And then the other thing that, sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just confirming. Khan was asking they'll have to add inFlow to make the changes. So you'll have to invite them, just kind of like Phil was saying.
Yeah. Well, so as soon as you invite the customer, it will actually automatically create them in inFlow for you. So they will be added as a customer. If you choose this option to invite with email here, inFlow will create a new customer for you. If you choose to select a customer, then you can just that customer already exists in there, so you can just select it and update it. And then so just wanted to quickly show that, so right now we can see that I'm logged in with an account. I can see everything, but I can't actually like place an order. If I click on an item, I'm just seeing the price, how much is in stock, the item description, all that kind of stuff. You do have to have a customer that's logged in that has been invited to actually be able to take orders. This is kind of just to ensure that you've already got the customer in there. You're going to have their information so that you know who's actually placing the order. So if I, just one sec. So this one here, I have actually logged in with my customer that I invited. Again, on here, I just need to refresh it because I made some changes. So now I can actually see, we'll see the little shopping cart up here at the top with a 0. That's showing that there's nothing in stock, or in the basket, sorry. So I can actually quickly click on something, click add to order, choose how many, and it'll actually update in there for any of them, or they can actually click into an item and click add to order and again change it. And then once they're done, they're able to then click. They can check out, they can see their total, everything like that. And then they fill in their information, hit place order, and it would normally go through, but I think because I made some changes and I haven't actually refreshed this, that it gave that error. So, but that is essentially the process that they would then be able to go through. And so I think that is the main things for customizing all of your showroom. Are there other specific questions or anything?
So we do have a few questions from Khan. Khan, it might make sense just for us to take a look at your account afterwards. I believe he's having issues adding someone to the invite. I will say when you do invite someone, they do have to accept the invite and create a login credentials before anything can happen. So give that a go and then just let us know here. I know there's a few questions, so yeah, just let us know where we can follow up as well afterwards. So I'll get going, I think, on really quickly, just 5 more minutes, kind of show you inFlow Pay. Yep. So now we have this new exciting feature where you can actually accept payments on inFlow through Showroom, actually, and also not through Showroom. So I'll quickly show you that. I will start with sharing my inFlow. What is this? inFlow shop. Okay, that is the wrong screen. Okay. Let's try another screen. Okay, we are sharing. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't get the infinite loop of video streams. If I share my screen, you're going to see an infinite loop. Okay, so I think this is it. I'm just going to show you quickly about inFlow Pay. So this inFlow Pay is right now piloted in the US and Canada. So you have to have a bank account registered in the US or Canada to have this feature. Please let us know if you want to set this feature up. If you do have those bank accounts set up, we'll help set that up for you. Or if you don't have that and you want it in your own region, let us know what region you're from. We are hoping to roll this out after kind of this pilot program. So just to show you, when pretty much inFlow Pay is just setting up the ability to accept payments, so you can accept payments online. Similar to just how you would pay for anything, Stripe or things like that. So we do have inFlow Pay. When you come into your account, when you go to the account page, you can see there's a section here called inFlow Pay. So I have mine enabled. If you don't have this set up, you can just press the enabled button and you'll get set up. So inFlow Pay, because you are opening up essentially your own merchant account to accept payment terms, you will go through our partner who is Bambora. They set up, they do all the paperwork to get your account set up so that the money can funnel back into your business accounts essentially. It's a lot of financial stuff. We know the financial industry has a lot of checks and balances. So we do have our trusted partner Bambora to do that for us. So they'll set you up and get you going in no time. And after that, you'll be able to accept Visa and MasterCard, American Express if you'd like. And you can actually choose when you're doing the setup of this if you want to allow payments for orders sent over email. So I can email something outside of Showroom and get money collected, or I can say, no, I don't want to do that. So for me, I'm going to say yes. And then I'm also going to turn on my inFlow Pay for showrooms so that also when I, send out my showroom link, I'll be able to accept payment. Again, you can kind of choose what makes sense for you. So this is all set up. I'm going to just show you how that looks on the showroom side first. So, you have everything set up just like Phil shows you. And if you do have it enabled, you'll pretty much get this extra module here. So it says, the checkout, our payments, I'm going to accept inFlow payments for anything that's set to Canadian dollars and Canadian business. And you'll have the ability to change a few of the messages here. So again, yes, I want to accept payments through inFlow Showroom. And then you can choose if you want this to only apply to people who have no payment terms, so net 30/60, for example. Again, up to you. And then you can put in your own little checkout message and post-order message. So I'll show you what that looks like for showroom. So, this is everything is set up, and I've created a customer who's just me, and I'm going to actually share with you what they see. So say you have this all set up, and you send out your showroom link for the customer, and now I'm going to actually show you on my phone just to show you, Phil was saying that it is mobile friendly, so I will show you my phone version. Okay, so I think, can you guys see the screen share of the phone?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, great. So this is just the link for showroom. So say somebody, I'm the customer now, and they sent me this link to buy. It's not a very exciting store. It's Kit Kat and pencils, but here I am. So you will see it is mobile friendly, so it is dynamic. So the design does change with your screen. So for me, I'm on the go, and it's very fitting because I'm obsessed with chocolate. So I would actually totally buy chocolate like this. I have no problems with that. So I'm the customer and say, I just want to buy 5 chocolates. I can do that. I don't want pencils. And you'll notice that it kind of adds to a checkout. So similar to what Phil was showing. So here's the added, fun part is that now I can pay. So when I go to checkout, you'll see all the same details that Phil showed. And at the bottom, there's now the ability for somebody to put in actual billing details. So I'm not going to do this just so I don't pay $6.25 for a few Kit Kat bars, but essentially the customer will be able to put this all in. They'll see their totals, and they'll be able to confirm payment. So that's something exciting. And again, this is the same on the web app as well. I just want to show you the mobile, just to show you that it's responsive design.
Nice. Now, Melody did have a question. She was asking, will there be the ability to accept debit payments?
So we do have, I think there's that capability. I believe it would be AC. Oh, no, I guess debit is different than ACH. I just don't think we've rolled that out yet because we're just piloting to start with the credit card, but the ability is there to do that. So I will, for anybody, if you're seeing these kinds of features or things you want added, just let us know, because that's kind of how we end up, prioritizing what we work on. So, if we do get people saying, hey, actually debit payments would be really huge for us, then that's kind of the next step or rollout in the payment feature, I guess. So do let us know. The capability is there. We don't have that set up yet. So we have just started with the
Visa, MasterCard.
Just the credit cards to start.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So if you do have feedback like that or anything, you can always send us an email at support@inflowinventory.com. And we record all that feedback and requests and things like that so that we can keep track of it all. So.
And I know this isn't showroom, but it is about inFlow Pay, just to show you that if you do have it enabled and you'd like, if you create a typical sales order, for example, I just created a fake one here, and there's a balance for this customer. When you send that invoice to them, I'll just pretend I'm going to email it to them. I'm going to email the invoice. I won't actually email, but I can see the preview document. Okay, actually, now I have to share this screen. Okay. Let me just. So pretty much, I click the preview document. I'm going to show you what pops up. It is the preview screen. So your customer will actually get this in the email, pretty much a link to this, and they'll actually be able to make a payment. So again, now you have the capability to actually accept the payment directly through inFlow with payment processing.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll stop sharing. I think we're just a little bit over our lightning time, but
Yep. But I think, that we covered pretty much everything that we wanted to there. I'm not sure if anyone has any other questions or anything. We can certainly try and answer before we wrap it up. The only other thing that I forgot and I was going to show is that to change your logo does show in here. This is actually your company logo, which you would find in your actual account details. So when you edit your company details, whichever logo you put here will actually be the one that shows on your showroom. So just something else to keep in mind if you're looking at how to change that. And looks like we may have answered all the questions.
right. Well, again, like Phil said, if you have any more questions, just email us, support@inflowinventory. I'll just type it in here, .com.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.